mailmen don't go for walks when they come home from work, but writers and creative people, they have to always be ready to be creative, because you never know when something's going to cross your path that's going to be the perfect thing, or the thing that's going to trigger some great work. A lot of my day, it's easy for me to fall into the trap of not being a creative person and not really observing the world and living in my head. And I sort of, over the years, have found ways to remind myself and stay in the habit of looking at the world, with your senses fully alert and your mind sort of active and dynamic in a way that is not sort of the default, I think, for human beings. I guess creativity to me, whatever the field it is, whether it's science, architecture, art, medicine, whatever, has to do with just sort of being open to things that don't make sense at first glance, and sort of being able to see beyond the expected. And that way, you sort of once you move beyond that sort of what's expected, you get into a whole uncharted territory where good things happen. It's all about the puzzle in a lot of ways, and you have to love that puzzle, and you have to love having puzzles, because until you invite the problems, you're never going to get past the banal or the mediocre or the expected. And I think that's sort of the central, for me, tension or dilemma with creativity, is that it's got to be hard or it's not going to be good. But you got to have fun when it's hard. And that's sort of, if you can get all those elements mixed together, then you can become a creative person. Everyone's more or less familiar with Walt Disney's version of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. My book, Gutshot Straight, is sort of the Grand Theft Auto, Elmore Leonard, strip club, double cross, billionaire swindler in the jungles of Panama version of Snow White. And that's what I set out to do, and that's kind of what the book is about, just sort of a fast, funny crime caper that takes the point of view of, what about the guy who let Snow White go? He's going to be in deep, deep trouble when he goes back and reports that she got away. And I just wanted to follow that guy's life in contemporary America and see what happened to him. I work up here every day, and I know the guys who work up here. I know their names and we say hello, but I think they think I'm probably this really surly, quiet, withdrawn person, because they only see me when I'm writing, when I'm just tuned out. And literally, that place can be full, the coffee shop can be full of people, they can be dropping and shattering dishes, and I'm just not there at all. I'm just motoring along, and I'm in a completely different place. And so it's absolutely that way, and it's one of the great things about it. But it's probably also hard to live with a creative person if they're that way all the time. So you gotta have a life outside of it too.